You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey GH fans, it's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I just wanted to make a real quick video, jump on here to just answer some questions, because some fans I noticed seem a little confused on whether Carly was the only one that broke the SEC law, if Drew also broke the law, and some fans are demanding to see Nina behind bars when this all comes out. So I just wanted to real quickly explain the specific laws that Drew and Carly broke, and also some laws that Nina Reeves broke, if you're curious about that. And I know since some of you want to see her behind bars, maybe you want to know. So I do know a lot of viewers want Drew out of jail and Nina in jail. So here are the legalities and the specific laws that all three of them broke: Drew, Carly, and Nina. Before I dig into this, if you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our GH updates. All right, let's dig in. So some fans feel that Carly Spencer is more at fault in this whole SEC debacle than Drew Cain is, because she was the one who was buying up the stock when Drew was planning to take Aurora Media public. However, in the eyes of the law, Drew is just as much to blame as Carly. The instant that Drew told Carly that he planned to take his company public, he broke the law just by telling her that. Him revealing that confidential info, even if she didn't act on it, was illegal. Did you know that? Crazy, right? Just to tell your girlfriend, oh, by the way, I'm thinking about taking my company public. So the specific law is SEC Rule 10b-5. That stands for Securities and Exchange Commission, if you didn't know what SEC was. And it reads, this rule prohibits corporate officers and directors or other inside employees from using private corporate information to reap a profit or avoid a loss by trading in the company's stock. This rule also prohibits tipping off confidential corporate information to third parties. What Drew did by telling her was the tipping off that they mentioned, and Carly is a third party, meaning she is outside of the transaction. So to further clarify, for instance, if Drew told Carly that Aurora was going to buy another company, that wouldn't be illegal so long as neither Aurora or the company that he was planning to buy were publicly traded. And just if you don't know what publicly traded means, that means a public company is one that you can buy shares of stock in on the New York Stock Exchange, or like there's a couple of different exchanges. There's, one's in Japan, there's two here in America. So if you can buy shares of a company, it is publicly on an exchange, it is publicly traded. So there are very special rules regarding companies that sell to the public, sell shares to the public. Aurora and ELQ at the time were both privately held companies, meaning just individual people own them. Like in the case of ELQ, it's family, kind of the same for Aurora since Drew is the primary. I think Drew co-owns it with Jasper Jacks, if I recall correctly. So revealing that you're planning to go public is against the law. But if Drew was thinking about another business decision between his private company and another private company, Carly couldn't really use that for profit. So that would be a whole different thing, and it wouldn't have broken any laws. So according to the SEC, if you are convicted of insider trading, you can get a fine of up to $5 million, and that's what Carly was slapped with. But have you noticed, when was the last time they mentioned Carly and that $5 million? I think that they are just going to drop that storyline and not mention it. I don't even know. It was kind of dumb to put a fine that big on her, because she's not going to make that money slinging hash at Kelly's. So ridiculous. We may never hear about it again. Who knows? General Hospital, they're plot droppers. So the prison term for an insider trading conviction can be up to 20 years. And you are also permanently banned from serving as an officer or director of a publicly traded company for the rest of your life. So even though it wasn't as good as the plea deal he was offered, Drew actually got a much lower prison sentence than what the judge could have given him. That 3 years wasn't great. Pentonville sucks though. Usually insider trading, you get a white collar prison like Camp Cupcake, the prison that Martha Stewart was sent to, where, you garden and you macrame and you don't get, gang raped in the shower and have to deal with people like Cyrus Renaud. So a lot of people think that Carly broke the law, but Drew didn't, but he definitely did. They both did, in fact. Now let's look at Nina Reeves, because a lot of General Hospital fans feel like Nina should be in jail instead of Drew. But I just want to say her acting like a big old bitch is not illegal. It's just annoying. So in terms of the SEC thing, Nina did not break any laws at all, and turning them in doesn't make her an outlaw, just a person who's tattling to screw over her fiance's ex-wife. But to be clear, there are a ton of other laws that Nina has broken over the years, so she is by no means innocent. Back in the day, do you remember this? When Ava Jerome was pregnant with Avery Corinthos, Nina paralyzed her with an injection, induced her labor, and then kidnapped Avery and ran off with her. Of course, Nina was declared unstable, and so she wasn't held accountable for that crime. And since then, bizarrely, Ava forgave her. But that was a horrible ordeal. Also, Nina broke into Silas Clay's apartment and she bashed him over the head and also drugged him. She didn't kill him, by the way. That was her horrible mother, Madeline Reeves. But Nina did attack Silas, and that's not all she's done. I'm going to tell you about a little more of her crime spree, but almost all of it, I think all of it actually, was back when Michelle Stafford was playing the role of Nina Reeves before she left GH and Cynthia Watros took over the role. So among the other things that Nina has done that were against the law, she faked paralysis. She blackmailed her nurse, Rosalie Martinez, to be her accomplice. She bribed a physical therapist, and she also helped Rafe Kovich, who was a fugitive as well. And she covered up the murder of Cassandra Pierce when she thought she had accidentally killed her. So then we skip forward to Cynthia Watros in the role when Sonny Corinthos was presumed dead, and she found that he was alive and kept the truth from his family. That made a lot of viewers hate her, and a lot of people in Port Charles hate her. That wasn't necessarily illegal. You could construe it as fraud, but it was more just of a bitch move. And many people are never going to forgive Nina for that. So I will say Nina is a far cry from being an innocent victim, but just as far as this SEC mess goes, she legally did nothing wrong. She just screwed Carly over on purpose, and Drew was collateral damage. So legally speaking, Carly and Drew were at fault. Nina didn't break a law, but she is about to face huge fallout. And I have a couple of more things to say about the karma that is coming to kick Nina right in her behind. Hey, if you enjoyed this little look at the laws that were broken by all three of these, click a like and definitely click subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any of our updates. So official General Hospital spoilers for this fall say that the truth is coming out and Nina is going to be exposed as the SEC rat. She shouldn't face any legal consequences because she didn't do anything illegal, but she is going to face a massive personal fallout. She is going to lose Sonny. I think she's going to lose her daughter, Willow. She's going to lose access to her grandson, Wiley. I also expect that Drew might fire her from Crimson because that's part of the Aurora company that he owns. So I made a standalone video about karma coming her way. I will try to put a link to it at the Watch Next videos. I'm going to try to remember to do that after I have my coffee. And that way you can watch that if you like and see all the things that I list off that I think Nina is going to lose when this all comes out. This is going to be an epic reveal. Thank you guys so much for listening. Be sure to comment below on what you think about what all of them did in this situation and what you think should happen next. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.